This is Ben Jacques Maynes. He rides for Bissell Pro Cycling, and we're talking to him today from the USA Pro Challenge, where he just completed stage one. Could you tell us how it went out there for you? It looked a little bit fast, and was the altitude playing any role with you today?
Yeah, it was a really fast start. Just in going through town in Durango, we had teams were lighting it up, single file, pretty much straight away. And you needed, obviously Team Bissell needed representation in the breakaway, so I followed a move. I think we were like the third group on the road, but we were given some leash. Rode down the other groups in front, made a 22-man breakaway. And I was in the box pretty much all day. The altitude was pretty detrimental for me and my ability to pedal hard. I was kind of doing the best I could, but luckily with the situation, one rider out of 22, it wasn't really up to me to work. And Garmin was putting a strong pace on, so they were taking the mantle, and obviously it paid off well for them today. But I was going through every once in a while, and there was a lot of other guys who were sitting on even more than I was, and BMC wasn't happy being up there. So after about 120K, people started attacking, really try to break it up into a more workman-like group, and I got caught behind that, so I went back to the pack, and then we started climbing. And going over 10,000 feet, the power just drops away. So had to ride the group pedal in. The gaps were forming, and I didn't really have much to give to try to close them down. And I already spent myself riding early in the race, so just rode in with a group, and we weren't worried about the time cut, so we just cruised in a couple of descents, and then just rolled into Telluride where we're at right now.
Now, will your body adjust through this race so that altitude won't play such a role?
No, I don't think so. And I spent 2 weeks at about 7,500 feet up in Park City, Utah, getting ready for Tour of Utah, and that it paid off well up there. But there's a big difference between 7,000, 8,000 feet, and 10,000 feet. I think the lowest we're going to be in the next couple of days is where we're at right now, 8,500 feet. It'll be something similar in Crested Butte. It's not so much, it's hard to ride over these passes, but what really docks you is needing to sleep at altitude. So, we're sleeping at 8,500 feet today, tomorrow, in Aspen and Snowmass later on in the week. These places aren't very low at all. So you end up waking up feeling just about as bad as you do right now directly after the stage. So you try to piece yourself back together as best you can. But for a sea-level guy like myself, I have to kind of take it in stride and pull on to the big boy shanty and try to make things happen still.
Sure. Well, you're always super aggressive in all of these big races, and that's what we love about you. We can always count on you to be in those moves. It's like your name's almost a household name.
This is the first. I've made the break in the first stage of all three major UCI tours this year: California, Utah, and now here in Pro Cycling Challenge.
Well, you're a joy to watch. I was just curious what stages coming up really might set up for you a little bit better.
Honestly, I was hoping to have like a pretty easy ride today, and then I was actually hoping for the breakaway tomorrow. But now the way I feel and having ridden hard today, I don't know if it's in the cards for me. But I'll keep trying. And there's probably a lot of guys in the same boat, so I'm not going to rule anything out. But you just kind of take the opportunities as they come, and just don't be afraid to try hard and step out and see what happens. what's the worst that can happen? You get ridden down, and then someone else tries. So it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, you're definitely an elite rider. Tell me, what's it like to have a competitive brother riding?
I mean, my brother and I, we grew up, when we were like 10, 11, 12, we got our first mountain bikes, and we'd just go out riding, end up just, racing each other up every hill, and then actually down every hill was the more important races. Getting the whole shot onto the single track was pretty important. So we'd be banging some bars on the downhills. But I think that it's been one of the major factors in my ability to learn how to race. And we grew up doing it together, and it's always good to see how things go. So Andy's had a great year this year. He's won 2 stage races, and I'm happy for him for that. But then also, he's a very accurate genetic yardstick for me. So I know that I do my hard work and put my time in, that I can actually have good confidence from that I could do that too. So, and that's how it's always been, really.
Well, tell me about this. You've raced with some of the best bike racers in the world, but it's not like you do it every day because you're more, you race a lot, in the United States. So when these big world riders come over, does it up the ante any for you? Or is there a sense of, you have to perform better? Or what really is your thought process on that?
You end up, first and foremost, you can't be in awe too much. These guys you see them on videos, and they're, winning classics and, attacking on the coals and the tour and stuff like that. And you watch all that, and it's fun, exciting racing action. I'm a fan of cycling, so I appreciate that stuff. But when you're here, it's another body that you're trying to beat to the line. And you take into consideration what everybody's abilities are. But, especially up here in high altitude and these kind of mountains, I'm pretty realistic about my chances GC. So riding breakaways, getting, say, like a most aggressive jersey or something like that is still very much in the cards. So I plan accordingly. I don't plan on trying to go for the hilltop finishes. That's really not going to work out, I promise. So, but if there's plenty of other opportunities to get up on the stage with these guys and show off the Team Bissell colors, then that's what we're here for. We're here to perform on the same stage and receive some recognition for our efforts.
Right. Well, that's great. I appreciate you for joining us from Stage 1. We'd like to check in with you later on in the week if that's okay. And, you're just a real class act, and we appreciate your time.
Well, thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you soon.